Araro, araro, araro. Araro, araro, araro. Araro, araro, ariraro. Araro, araro, ariraro.
அப்பா அலை கதை சொல்றேனா?
ஓ சொல்றேனே.
Radhe Krishna. Today we are going to listen to the story of Shravan Kumar. Shravan Kumar was born to parents who were both blind. Imagine the difficulties he must have faced as a child and as an adult to be with disabled parents. In spite of that, Shravan was obedient, respectful, and very responsible. He made sure his parents were well taken care of to the best of his abilities. In turn, his parents loved him very much. As his parents aged, they had desire to go on a pilgrimage. They expressed their desire to Shravan, who, as dutiful as ever, accepted to fulfill their request. In preparation for their travel, Shravan tied 2 baskets using strings to the ends of a stick and then guided his mother and father to sit on each basket. He then carried them by lifting the stick. In those days, there were lots of trees and forests remaining, and Shravan had to go through the forest to reach the desired pilgrimage destination. On their way, after a few days of travel and having exhausted their water supply, Shravan's parents requested him to get some water. So he rested his parents safely under a tree and then went in the forest in search of a body of water like a lake or a pond. Nearby was this now famous town of Ayodhya, where kings from the Raghuvamsha clan ruled. At this time, there was this famous Prince Dasharatha who was renowned as a warrior. He was very fond of hunting and was very skillful at that. Using his bow and arrow skills, he was able to hit his target just by listening to the sound it made. It so happened that at the same time and place in the forest where Shravan was looking for water, the prince was looking for a hunt. Prince Dasharatha was being very stealthy there, moving very quietly so that he can listen to or see any animal that he could hunt. Just at that time, he heard a gurgling or a slurping sound coming nearby between the trees. In his eagerness to hunt the animal, he fired his arrow in the direction of the sound. To his surprise and horror, instead of hearing a cry of an animal, he heard the shouting of a man. He immediately dashed towards the sound and saw poor Shravan had been pierced by his arrow. He was bleeding badly, and next to him he saw a vessel that was rolling in the banks of the lake. It was the sound of water being filled in the vessel that had fooled Prince Dasharatha, and poor Shravan had to pay the price. Shravan, upon seeing Prince Dasharatha, was not angry at him. Instead, he told the prince that his parents are waiting for him and to bring them some water. So, he asked Dasharatha to fill the vessel, take it to his parents, and if possible, help them finish their pilgrimage. Shravan Kumar, not able to recover from his injuries, passed away. Prince Dasharatha quietly filled the vessel with water and, as instructed by Shravan, took it to his parents. Without uttering a word, he put the vessel in the hands of Shravan's mother. His mother immediately knew this was not their beloved son, Shravan, and asked the stranger as to who he was and to identify himself. Trembling, Prince Dasharatha let them know who he was and that how he mistakenly thought his son was a hunt drinking water at the lake and killed him. Upon hearing this, Shravan's parents were distraught and asked Dasharatha to take them to where Shravan died. The prince obliged and took them to that place. Upon feeling their son and knowing that he was no more, Shravan's parents were filled with such grief and sorrow that they cursed the prince that he will one day feel their sorrow of not being able to be with their sons, so much so that he will lose his desire to live just like them. With that both Shravan's parents passed away, not able to withstand the loss of their ever-loving son. Over time, Prince Dasharatha became king, and soon Lord Rama and 3 other sons were born to him. But the curse of Shravan's parents still took effect when Queen Kaikeyi asked Rama to go for 14 years of exile to the forest so that her son Bharata could be king. With Rama went Lakshmana to serve him in the forest. Upon hearing the 2 brothers leaving, Bharata and Shatrughna also left to see if they could bring Rama back. Unable to overcome the grief and loss of his sons not staying close to him, King Dasharatha succumbed to the curse and died just like Shravan's parents, grieving over his lost sons. Kids, there are 2 important things to take from the story. No matter how famous or rich or smart you are, if you do bad, you will get it back. Second, do not believe everything you see or hear, especially in this digital age. Had Dasharatha been careful and investigated to see the source of the sound, then he would have seen it was Shravan and not some animal. In the same way, if you see a WhatsApp or a Telegram or a Facebook post, do not believe that it is true. Learn to verify the content and make sure you hear such information from more reliable sources. Only if Dasharatha had looked to verify the source of the sound, Shravan need not have died, and maybe Dasharatha did not have to get cursed and die not being with his sons. Radhe Krishna.